What was that crazy fact? It was like 95% of podcasts end after episode 11 or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
We're already past it.
Sorry?
We already
passed
it.
But then it was like 95% more of them end after episode like 30 or something like that. So we got to get through that. But that's crazy because that's so many podcasts just gone. Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That is fucking nuts.
It's tough to build up, I'm sure.
You just put them on all platforms?
Just Spotify and YouTube.
Nice.
I don't want to put it across like because then your views get like dispersed amongst multiple different platforms, right? Like,
so you want to keep it to like a niche. Got it.
So like if you only put it on one, then you're gonna get most of the views
on that one.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, yeah, actually makes sense.
But bro, it's crazy because I get like random people like DMing like listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Sometimes people come up to me and start talking to me about something that we said on the podcast. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? And then my brain has to like
wrap around the fact that they like definitely.
We're broadcasting that to the world, right? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it's weird.
My dad says he listens
random
to
guys at Movati start talking.
I'm like, shit.
Like, sorry, Dad, cover your ears.
Random guys at Movati started talking to me, and then I'm always like confused at like.
But like, can you have me
do
on
I know
podcast?
this guy? Like, look, whatever, and then.
That's cool.
It'll clue in, yeah. But
slowly.
The other day, I told you, right? Like, I was just in the change room, and the person starts being like, I'm training at BTC. That UFC guy, Serhiy Sidey, trains there.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, he's like bragging about you to his buddy. It's very funny.
Are you fighting soon? Or again?
I'm trying to get something in June, July.
Yeah.
We're good?
Word yet, though.
That'd be sick.
You start?
We're good to start.
Slay.
I thought we were already going to be on.
I guess we kind of were, yeah. Okay, welcome to City Boys Up episode 14, live from my mom's house. Today we have Briar, is it Nolet? Is that how I say it?
Nolet, yeah.
Okay, so dancer, Tell Me Fitness, what else? Actor, what else? Actress, yeah, sorry.
No, actress, whatever.
Many hats,
what else? I don't even know. Modeling. I have h.lo. So I guess entrepreneur, whatever you want.
Is that the brand that I saw?
Yeah, it's my athletic wear brand. Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
I started 2 years ago.
Very
cool. But I've only had 2 launches. I'm very with h.lo. I want to say like slow and steady, and I would just rather really good product come out than like multiple launches with multiple items and multiple colors and fast fashion. So just like whenever, because again, if I wouldn't want to wear it, I don't want it out there. So I'm very much like, I'll sample it for a year if I need to until it's like exactly how I want it to, and then I'll put it out. So
I run like a martial arts equipment company, and I feel like I made some mistakes in the beginning where like I didn't test the product for long enough.
Right.
So now I have these guys test things for like 6 to 9 months. Yeah.
100%.
And it's just like the quality I find in my new things is getting like so much higher.
That's awesome. Yeah, quality over quantity for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Is that company just run by you, or do you have any associates as well?
Yeah, no, it's just me.
Wow.
I have like I'll hire on people like individually or independently, like just for certain things as I need to. But yeah, mainly it's just me, and then I'll just like obviously like I know where my strong suits lie, so I'm not gonna say like I'll do like the accounting side and like inventory accounting and fulfillment. So I do have a fulfillment center, and then I obviously have like my manufacturers all like internationally, but I find that I like kind of the route of going like I'll have like someone in Turkey do socks, I'll do like, you know, if I wanted to do loungewear, like India's really great. If I wanted to do my athletic wear, like usually like Turkey or China are really good, so I'll like test and sample from everywhere, and I won't use the same manufacturer for all my products, if that makes sense. So yeah.
So like the big question is like, how do you get so much done? Like you do like out of all the people I've ever met, like
really?
Yeah, like you like it's like athletic wear, right? Then you're like dancing, working out twice a day, maybe even more sometimes. Like how do you get all this energy? Like what is it? It's just like good routines, like good habits, or just like
I want to say it's like good habits for sure. Because I would say like as much as I love routine, it's hard wearing multiple hats to have the same routine. And I think with the traveling, with sometimes being on set 12 hours, some days are more like low key and I can do more h.lo, more training. Sometimes it's traveling. I wouldn't say I have like a perfect set routine. I have an ideal routine, which I'll try and hit if I can. But I think it's just the habits, like when it comes to like sleep or even eating, like something as silly as like water intake, like just little things I feel like definitely help like accumulate like an effective, productive Briar. But I just try and like also just listen to my body and also my schedule and just kind of, honestly, I'm just a busy bee. Like I hate being bored, but I also do listen to my body when I like need a rest or reset. So I just try and like balance it out. And honestly, I just go day by day. I feel like I plan week by week, but I really just go day by day. And if I have time, like say after this, I have like an hour, I'll have something on my to-do list that I'll just like in priority kind of sequence, go down and try and cross off before the next thing. So
but it's go, eh?
Just go.
Yeah. What about like burnout? Do you feel like you ever feel burnout, or is that what you're saying? You kind of listen?
No, that's why I listen to my body, because I've had a lot of friends, especially growing up dancing like 20 to 50 hours a week. Like I've had so many friends that are like the most talented, but are just so burnt out now and are like, I just wish had gone further, or like could have seen them being doing so much more, but they just burnt out and it was just too much too quick. So I think with my training, I've been a lot better with burning out, like not just training to train, like just training smart, and where I feel like I need to. And then even recovery though, I never was really big into recoveries, but like really listening to my body about like when I need sauna, when I need a cold plunge, when I don't want either, when like I need more sleep, when I can like take a loss on a little bit of sleep, when I want to work out, but maybe like it's not smart to work out.
Right, yeah.
Or maybe like yesterday I flew in, I got in at like 2 a.m. on Monday, and instead of, I was going to wake up and do a various class at 7 a.m. and I was like, hey Briar, that's probably not smart. So I decided to do hot yoga at like 12, because I was like, you know what, like
2 a.m., eh?
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's probably not smart to get 2 hours of sleep. So I was like, yeah, I'll do like a hot yoga stretch. Like I danced all weekend. That's a perfect balance of like still getting movement in, but it's more like meditational. After a travel day, it's still a good sweat. So I'm trying to get better at that. And I think as you guys know, like moving to California, I think that's going to be great, because I love going for walks, and here, like I can't do that. Yeah. And I think a big part of my routine is waking up and just walking for
Getting
like,
morning sunlight
or running
stuff,
by the water. Like I love that for like 20, 30 minutes. So I'm excited for that, because that's kind of like my me time. Same with driving. I find driving is like my peace and quiet.
For sure. Do you listen to anything when you drive, or you just like
weirdly country music?
Yeah.
So
Nice.
random. Or like hip hop. It depends. If I'm going to work out, like it'll definitely be more like wake the heck up type thing. But I don't know, it's the one type of music and style of music I don't dance to, and I can't dance. Not that I can't dance
country?
to,
Yeah.
but it's just not like a style like I would like start dancing to. So when I listen to other types of music, my mind is still, it's almost like moving. It's like, I don't know, you guys are kind of like
Shadowboxing.
yeah, no, kind of though, like in your head, I guess. So it's kind of like that. Like I would start like marking routines or like thinking about things I could do. So it's the only type of music that really mellows me, and like I can just not do anything but just listen and drive.
It's probably good to like associate it with nothing outside of your work life. It's just something you enjoy. You don't even have, like you said, you don't dance to it. That's
exactly.
That's cool.
Has to give your brain like some time to recharge, right?
Totally.
That's like one of the hardest things when you're like obsessed with trying to get shit done all the time.
Yeah.
Finding those little breaks, right?
Totally. And it's like, I love driving when it's dark. So like I'll work out at like in the morning, like 6 or 7. So when I'm at like 5:30 and it's like dark, it's quiet. The drives are peaceful. There's no traffic.
There's something about that.
It's so, it's one of my favorite things.
When everything's done and you're not like it's when you're rushing to something, or you still something that you're like, I gotta get there.
So tense.
Red light, you're like, fuck.
I know. And you're like, why am I stressing? Like you literally can't
Well,
even
it's even
do
like at
anything
night
about
too.
it.
Like if you guys train till late, or like I used to dance till like 10 or 11, and like it's like the perfect, like you feel so, you had a great day, like so productive, like you're tired, but like in the best way, like you pushed yourself and you're like, I can't wait to go in bed. Like feel like I like really had a great, like the best day I could have ever had. So like that drive home always I feel like is amazing too, because you can just like again mellow down and know that you're going to bed after a great day. So I'm like,
You still hitting like cold plunges and stuff?
Not as much, to be honest. But I love surfing. So when I go to LA, like I definitely feel like I'd wake up and either go for a run or like
Well,
go
you're
surfing.
like, what was your like record for like sitting in that cold plunge? Like I remember you telling me some.
Yeah, it was like
crazy
11
numbers.
or 12 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
11 or 12
Where
minutes.
was that?
You would die.
No,
for sure.
I would
same,
actually die.
still water flow, bro. She would
Yeah,
go
it's
where
so
we
bad.
went.
We went there one time and that was the coldest water.
Really?
For some reason, we've been to tons of places and
Yeah.
that was the coldest.
Yeah, I love
11
it.
or 12 minutes.
Well, 'cause
dude.
the
We would
guy-
die.
He told me it was 7, so obviously you went up 4 more minutes.
He told me 11 minutes a week. And then I was like, okay, you know what, since I only go once
No,
a
the
week.
guy said that.
I was like,
I'm just going to
Because
try
we would
it.
do it in cycles of like
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, he said 11 minutes. I was like, okay, I guess I got to do it all now. So I would sit there. But there was like one point around like 10 minutes where I was like really starting to shake. And I was like, I don't think this is good. So then I remember one time I came in, I was like, hey, like, are you sure 11 minutes is like good per session. He's like, well, usually you're not supposed to do it all in one go. Like I would do like 7, and I was like, okay. So then I started doing 7, even though I didn't get a full 11 a week. I did 7 because I didn't want to get sick either.
So you would have just gone it for 7 minutes, and then left.
No, I would do the sauna. I would do sauna for like Could you imagine? No, I would do sauna for like 35 minutes, 40 minutes,
and then you would go in,
shower, and then I would go into the cold plunge.
Okay, yeah, that would probably feel that. Yeah. That'd be better.
Yeah, but I feel like the shower makes you kind of like cool off again. Now you gotta get
it
in
like
the cold
neutralizes
plunge.
you. Yeah. It's
a
the
little
worst.
bit.
Was like
the
getting
shivering,
out.
yeah,
because
like
you're
after.
like frozen. But it's like when you like do this in there, and it's like everything feels like it's cracking.
Yeah.
So I try and keep moving, or I don't know. I have to play music, and on the chorus, just like get in. Like I give myself no option. But like when the bass drops, I go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do it every morning in the plunge.
Yeah, when the bass drops, I'm like going. And then I like I count stuff. I like try to distract my mind.
So you're not trying to relax in there. You're trying to like.
No, I am.
Are you trying to like engage your mind when you're in the cold plunge?
I try and just like breathe and like like it depends because I want to say the first 3 minutes I'm good at like the meditational, like just listening to music and just zoning out. As I start to like shiver, then I like find I have to like distract my mind and breathe or like count whatever, I don't know, like the drops of water on the tub. I'm like 1, 2, but I try. It's 11 minutes. It feels like even longer, right? It feels like 30 minutes.
I don't think many people in this world know what it likes to. We don't even. I've never been in.
I've never
minutes.
done it for that long, but especially when the water is like circulating, right? And you don't get that thermal. Like if you can just like if the water wasn't moving, like I can see like if you get that thermal layer and you can just kind of like ease into it, but if it's moving consistently, it only gets colder.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like it doesn't get easy.
I just like tell myself. Sorry.
Do you put your head in right away?
I don't know. I don't do my head until like the last 30 seconds, minute.
Crazy
like I go up to my shoulders.
So much harder.
But
like
the head.
Andrew Huberman. I forget what it's called.
Oh, I hate it.
If you put your head in right away, it's easier.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never tried that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But then you can already do 11 minutes.
Yeah,
that's crazy too. Yeah.
I don't know. I love.
How did you feel after that?
Okay, great, but I didn't realize. I remember, what was it? I feel like I might have been telling you that you're like super flexible when you get out of it. Like I never thought about stretching because I get out and I just grab my towel or jump, like stand in the sauna and try and like.
You're more flexible.
I don't feel. I know.
I feel brittle.
He
I feel
told
like I
me
will
stretch
break.
one day, and I was like, okay. So I got out and I like bent over to grab my toes, and like I'm like decently flexible, but oh my god, I could not. I couldn't believe how flexible. Like my head went like through my legs, and I was like, what the heck? Like stretch after, because it's crazy. Because you're so numb that your body just like goes.
You're just dead inside.
Yeah. I was like, whoa. I'm like, is this good for you? Like you could just do anything in your legs, like.
God damn.
But it was interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm learning. There's probably lots in LA. I remember in New York, I did a lot of the cryo, like the standing there.
Yeah.
Which
What
was
did you
cool
think about that?
I liked it. I actually did it before my World of Dance audition because they said it like, I guess similar things. It just kind of loosens up your body. I liked it. I'm trying to remember. It was years ago. It's been a while. It's kind of the same idea of the cold plunge. It's just not like water. It's just like that. I think it's nitrogen or whatever, right? Yeah. It is cold though.
Which one?
Water's harder. Yeah. I would say water's harder. I could stand in the other one for longer, but I don't think you're allowed to. Like I think it's only a few minutes.
A few minutes. Because you gotta wear like. Do you have to wear like mittens?
Yeah. Yeah. There's.
They have one at the PI. I haven't tried it yet, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
Cold.
I would try it just for the Instagram video.
Yeah.
Just
with
the
yeah,
just to be cool.
You walk out. There's like just clouds of smoke, nitrogen coming out.
I remember because I did a video in it once, and it was weird though because it's like you can literally only see your head, so you're just like, this is really fun. I'm
right.
Just, like,
sick video.
But it's just literally your head. Yeah.
So apparently there's a second type though, because I went to a place called Supernatural.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have you heard of it?
No.
It's on Lock Street. It's brand new.
What?
And they have one that you
In
fully
Hamilton,
go
right?
in. It's like a fridge door. It's not one where your head sticks out.
You literally go.
You
all
go
the way
in, but apparently it's a certain type of nitrogen that allows you to be in it safely.
Okay.
But I was like, yeah, thank God. I was like,
Thank God. You're like, oh. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
yeah. I was like, I gotta try that
It's a
one.
crematorium.
Yeah.
That's
Or,
when
like,
you
get in
open
there.
it and it like just like. I'm like, this is.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna go try it.
Yeah,
So speaking of the dance, like that competition or whatever, you got to meet j.lo. I saw.
Yes. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I worked with her. I actually opened for her on her tour.
No way.
Yeah.
How was that?
Great.
Yeah.
So fun. Probably one of my favorite moments to date, like career wise.
Yeah.
Totally.
And where were you? Like, did you follow on the whole tour? Like, were you there?
Yeah, it was her.
Each
It's
show?
her party tour. Yeah, each show. So it was. I want to say like it was a shorter tour. It was only 3-4 months. I want to say right before COVID, like 2019. She was turning 50, so it was like her It's My Party, like 50th birthday tour. It was all across. We did Scotiabank twice. We did Montreal, and then we did all across the states.
What was your favorite place to be?
on the tour, like for the shows. We did Miami for like 7 nights because she's from Miami.
Okay.
So those shows, and they're all Latinas, so it was like crazy energy.
Is she from Miami? I thought she was from
She's from the Bronx, sorry, but she lives in, or she was, I don't know where she's living
from
now.
The block.
She has a house in like New York, Miami, and LA, but I think her home base was Miami at that point, at least. And she's Latina, right? So there's a lot of Latinas and Latinas
a lot
over
of
there.
love there, I'm sure.
Yeah, so those shows were pretty crazy.
Was that the biggest audience who performed like in front of you?
Yeah, I want to say she had like 60,000 people at least every night, like between 30 to 90 probably, but majority was like 60,000. Yeah, like there's just nothing, and it wasn't like a competition, so I think it was a different energy even for me. Like I could just go out there and kind of like do my thing, and there's no pressure. Like it was just like go out there and have fun and like feed off the audience energy.
Was it like the same routine every show, or did it vary?
No, it was like the same routine. So everything was basically the same. Yeah, start to finish.
So with that world of dance, like, did you, because like obviously there's like a lot of pressure there and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, how'd you find you were handling all that? Like,
I mean, World of Dance, I was 18, so I was still really young.
right.
But I don't know if you guys know my dad was the 3-time Olympic gymnast, and my mom was an Olympic gymnast coach. So I grew up in like that there. Very like athletic household. Yeah. So I don't know, like my dad's a physio now, which also is great. But he, I don't know, they never like babied me per se. Like if something hurt, he's like, unless it's broken, like you're fine. Yeah. Like he never babied me, which I like loved and appreciated, because I think as I got older, like the pressure, the injuries, like I just like figured out a way to deal with it. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I would be who I am if I didn't have that. I think if my mom was like holding my hand every step of the way, or like my dad was like babying every injury, I don't think I'd be as, per se, like tough. But yeah, I don't know. Pressure-wise, I've always been pretty good. And I think I got that from my parents too. Like, I just like have the same mindset as my dad, I think. And I can't be like, I can be around people maybe like 10 minutes before I go on. But like after that, I just like zone in and I like just stare into the wings. Like I just need to be in my own zone. And I've always had that. And a lot of people don't. Like I don't get shaky. If anything, I get like a lot of adrenaline. And I have to like learn to like slow it down, or else I burn my energy. Where other people get like nervous and shaky and they like freeze or they get in their head. I'm very much just like, I don't know, all in or all out. Like just go out there and there's nothing more you can do at that point. So again, I don't listen to my routine song. I'll just listen to my favorite songs and then go out there and whatever happens, happens. So I feel like at that age too, I was just kind of like, oh, here we go, like whatever, just do what you do and whatever happens, happens. So.
But so you're more like in the back, like slowing down then instead of getting, because like like you said, I'll
get hyped for sure. Like I think I kind of go through like a wave. Like I'll practice my routine and like warm up maybe like an hour before, and then I don't want to get in my head about it, because it's like, as dancers, if you're doing like a turn or something that requires like a lot of control, if you get in your head because you fall out of it when you're practicing, then on stage you're gonna like, you can kind of get in your head and be like, well, I just did it and I fell out of it. So it's kind of that thing where it's like, okay, I'll practice an hour before and then I just trust my body. So then I'll warm up and like stay warm. I'll keep like socks on, so like I try and keep my body just really warm. And then I'll usually listen to like, again, like country or calm music that has nothing associated with what I'm about to do. And then like 5-10 minutes before, I'll put like my hype, like hip hop, rap, like whatever I need to listen to get like super hyped, and then I'll calm back down like 3 minutes before, and then I'll go.
What about your thoughts? Are you just like focused on breathing? Are you like, or like, are you having like a dialogue in your head about how? Because that stuff's always interesting to me, right? Like how
I just like hype myself up. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have no fucking option.
Okay.
Kind of. And then once I get, I feel like even through my dance, I'm like literally hyping myself up, but trying to stay calm.
Yeah.
It also depends what kind of routine I'm doing. Like if I'm doing like an emotional, like slow storytelling dance, then like I'd probably try and get in the zone of like the story I'm about to portray on stage for the audience. But if it's just like a hip hop or like a crazy like powerful piece, then I just need like the hype, because my legs need the energy to like just pop off. For,
yeah,
like,
that's crazy. You would have to do two things. You would have to like get ready for the dance, make sure you don't mess up, and then also put emotion into it, which is like that would be tricky.
Yeah, so it depends on what. And they're all different. Like ballroom, like it's like all like just, it's so different. Like you don't, because then you're in heels, so you have to like, it's so much control, but it's so different than again like emotion. So it really depends on the style you're. And then ballet, like that's complete opposite. Like that's all just like structured positions. So yeah, just depends on what I'm going to do, I guess. And sometimes it's not even solo. It's like I'll have duets, right? Yeah. So then you rely on like having a partner to like throw you in the air and partner work. So that's actually different, because then you have to practice those tricks.
That level of trust. Yeah.
But that one part reminded me, like you always say like you let your higher self take over, right? And you're saying like trust your body.
Yeah.
I find that like those two things are very similar.
Yeah.
You have to. I feel like at that point, like there's not. like you always said, there's no more you can do. Like you've done all the work. So I feel like I usually go into it like feeling pretty proud of like how I prepped going into it. So I was like, that like whatever's gonna happen, but like I wouldn't change a thing. So
in fighting, I think like there's a fire.
Yeah.
And you have to like almost keep it low because beforehand, right?
Oh, I
they
can
just
imagine.
breathe.
But it really depends on the fighter too.
Yeah,
Man,
like look at Mike Perry. You're gonna tell him to calm down before a fight?
Like,
He's gonna lose his mind.
That is true. Yeah.
Right, and that's just how he fights.
No, but I don't mean when he's fighting. I mean like in the back.
I'm sure he smashed his head off.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I feel like there's so much.
On who it is, then,
it really does, man. Yeah, some guys need to like hype themselves up. Some guys need to cool down.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what I would do if I was fighting. That'd be tough because you'd be so present and like,
breathe.
I don't know. I'd be like, ah.
But it's all like you said, like when like you just kind of let your body take over. It's almost the same thing in a fight. I mean,
it sounds very similar to how you described it as the waves of energy before a fight.
Yeah.
in the back room, right?
Different.
Warm up, hit pads. Okay, cool down. Breathe
Yeah.
a little, walk around, like stretch.
The
Okay, hit
cold
pads
flashes
again.
are crazy.
Yeah.
But I think the tougher part for you is like remembering the routine as well, right? Because you are trusting yourself, but then you have to think as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing like some routines like you've prepped for like months and months.
Yeah.
Some of them are like you learn like with the ones I do on the weekend when I travel, like you learn it. I don't know, you probably have like 30, 45 minutes to learn it and then you dance it for 20 minutes. Yeah, and I'm like assisting and demonstrating and teaching, right? So like 300 kids are behind me following me, so like I can't mess up. But I have epilepsy and my seizures are triggered by learning choreography. So I used to have a seizure every time I would learn. So now I've had to like retrain my brain to like basically learn choreo without.
So do you still get them like quite regularly?
I'm like medicated now. It's been like I want to say 7 or 8 years, so I haven't had one since I was like 18. But I've just like had to like rewire my brain to like they want to slowly take me off the meds, but because I'm still so heavily into my trigger, they're like, let's not test it right now. But yeah, no, I haven't had one since. But it was crazy that's what like was triggered. Like it wasn't
like
anything.
what part of that trigger did they think triggered that? Like is it watching a video?
No, it was like learning. So it's like if you learn like a combo, like I don't know, jab cross, like you learn a combo that's like say it's a little bit of a longer one, like 2 counts of 8 or whatever, like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Then you go back to do it again right away. It's like my mind, you know, when you like blank out because you actually kind of forget what's next. It's like I would go into a blank out and then my mind would like go into a blur and then it would put me in a seizure. So it's like overstimulating almost. Like it's like my body couldn't keep up with my mind, especially like in dance, everything like hip hop specifically is super intricate, like popping and like so it's like your mind's overworking, and with the tempo of like rap and hip hop it's so fast that like my brain would just like be like that. My brain would be like that's enough and like shut off, and I would just be like out like a light like down. So
there was like a point I think you were telling me that like they told you like you like to stop like dancing and stuff when you were younger. Was that like something you had to go through there?
Yeah, like probably. So I had my first seizure when I was 16, which also is like very late to like have an epileptic seizure. Usually you find out pretty early, but I think what it was because of all the partner work, and I would like probably like fighting, like I'd get like hit in the head by an elbow, or I'd like get swung down and smack my head, or they drop me, and I like, you know, I'm pretty good at finding my way, but I'd still probably hit my head at some points. And there's actually one that I can't remember, like my partner swung me down and my head just like smacked the floor, and I didn't cry or anything. I was like, I'm fine, but no one would let me stand back up to dance. Like, no, you need to stay there. And I think they think that like just like something like that could have just like sparked it. And then I had them. What was there was a question you specifically asked, I think.
Like just like telling you to like you might have to stop your dance.
Oh yeah. Well, they just didn't know because they've never had a situation where like someone's just had it in dance. It's always like lights, or it's some people like space out. Some people it's like overwhelming spaces, or like being overtired. Like dance, like that's such a random trigger that like they never see. So I think they're like, well, if you're only getting them in this scenario, just don't put yourself in it and you won't have them. Which was the case because I had like 20 over 2 years, and it was only when I was at dance studios. So I could literally drive, I could do anything. But the second like I stepped in a dance studio, I'd always have one. So it was tough because they were like, just don't put yourself in that scenario. But it was literally my life. So I was like, hey, well, no. So I kept having them, and then it got bad though. My teacher was like, Briar, you can't. Like, you gotta go figure this out further because you're now walking into a dance studio having one. Like, you don't even have to dance. Like, because I started to get a little more anxious about it because I knew, okay, walking into a studio, there's a 90% chance you're gonna end up in an ambulance. It was like a little bit of like, I want to do this, but like I know that this could happen. So I started like having them more frequently. And then I
That must have been like a really tough part.
It was tough. Yeah. It was really tough because I really couldn't dance to the extent that I knew I could. And I was like in my prime, like training wise. I was like 16, 18, like grade, I guess 11 and 12. Like I was training at my studio 20 to 30 hours a week and I like, couldn't fully give everything. But I feel like it's all part of the journey. Like half the things I feel like I've done, I wouldn't have done if it didn't happen.
100%.
So
yeah. But
again,
did you have like thoughts of like, I might have to quit this, or were you like, fuck this, I'm going to figure out how to like...
Yeah, I think it was more like that. Again, I was 18, so I feel like I wasn't, like I was mature, but I wasn't thinking like fully how I would now, I feel like planning and structuring. I feel like I was like, no, I'm doing it. Like I was just kind of like a teen, like I just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But my parents were really great about being like, okay, no, we'll just find different doctors, like different, even concussion specialists, like just trying to figure out where it came from. And then one doctor led to another neurologist, and then that neurologist is like still my neurologist to this day, and he's awesome. But I had to wear like an EEG home for like 3 days so they can track my brainwaves because they couldn't find it when I was like seeing a pediatric neurologist, just like laying there with an EEG going through. So it was definitely like tricky for sure because I had few in the States and I'm like in ambulances and my parents are getting like these thousands of dollars of like ambulance bills because it's like, you know, the States, and it's not like I'm like there to be like, don't call an ambulance. Like I'm just knocked out and then I wake up and they're like over top of me. So I'm like, oh.
Crazy.
But yeah, it was pretty tough. But again, like, I feel like it's just all part of the journey. So now I'm like, I think because of that, I'm so on top of like my health and stuff. Like I had to call Dr. Callum yesterday actually, but like, yeah, I'm so on top of it now because I just know, I don't know. I appreciate it more. I don't know if that's the right word, but I just like, I see the benefits.
Well, it just seems like you take like you just, it really does seem that like you really make the most out of like every single day.
Well, you have to. And now even dance, like every class I go into, even if it's not like my favorite style of dance, like I know how much I would have given to like be able to take even that class without like being in my head years ago. So I try not to, take it for granted.
So with Dr. Callum, what you guys you're doing some like more testing and stuff?
Yeah,
like
I did testing. Yeah, because the last time I did testing was when I first started with him in September. And then he put me on supplements. And then I was like, okay, let's do another testing to kind of see where we're at, which was interesting because I think the DHEA or whatever that, I think it's cortisol, whatever that one is, was up by 50 points, which was like insane. He's like, I guess it's like my metabolism. I don't know. It spiked, which is awesome. But now, because like for fighters, for you guys, like when you start camp, that's when you, I guess, like ramp up.
Yeah.
For like my lifestyle, like you have to stay ready because like I could get a call tomorrow and be like, hey, you're booked on this tour. Like you got to go tomorrow. Or like you have an audition tomorrow for this artist and you have to be ready. Or like you're going to film this film. Like anything could happen and I have to literally be ready. So he's trying to just keep me at a good level where when I do have a little bit of time to like know when to spike, we can spike things up, but I'm also not constantly at this like high that my body's over, you know what I mean?
You don't want to be on the verge of burnout right before you get that call, right?
Exactly, yeah. So, and I was on all of these like higher like cardiovascular things and whatnot, and so he's taking me off a few of those, and just we're still working, I think, to get the DHEA up, so it's like more adrenotone and adrenomet, like all of these.
Right, yeah.
I think more of that than like the cardiovascular, because my cardio and stuff's like pretty like decent right now. And like endotrim, like all that stuff I don't really need, and it's more that and like the sleeping stuff, because what's crazy is the only other thing we saw was like my cortisol was like my energy levels and cortisol were like how they were supposed to be, but then like at night it would spike.
Go up, Interesting. I had that in the beginning
too.
Night
sweats. The last 3 months I've been getting night sweats, which I never
get.
That's
from your cortisol being higher.
Yeah. Which because I didn't know what it was, but I would like, I'm such a good sleeper. I never have issues falling asleep. I was taking those insomnia chewables and magnesium and all the things.
Those are awesome.
They're great.
The insomnia chewables?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just helps with recovery, and just you take them 45 minutes before you go to bed.
You need something like that.
I need some of those.
Yeah, dude, those are actually really good.
And they taste good.
Yeah,
are they through Dr. Callum?
Yeah. Like Designs for House or whatever.
I love how you say they taste good. It's like literally like,
it's like a little
a pharmacy vitamin.
But it's like
it's
sweet.
Yeah, it gets a sweet craving.
But it's not even. It's not, bro. Like I've had sweet ones before. This one.
Hey, there's some vitamin C chewables up there. I would eat 1,000 of those.
Those are different though. Those are actual gummies, bro.
Yeah,
they're not. They're like,
but they're like, it's
kind
a
of
sweet
hard
thing. It just gives you like a little.
Trust me, when I'm a week out from a fight, I feel that too.
Yeah, you're like, this isn't so bad.
After a brush, I'm like, oh, just one last little sweet thing. But yeah, he kept me on those. But I was getting night. I would wake up drenched,
Crazy.
And I don't even sweat. Like when I'm training, I don't even sweat. Like I have to go to hot yoga to actually break a sweat. And I'd wake up like an hour into my sleep, like my clothes were like damp. Like I would like feel my neck and I'm like sweating.
Would you wake up with like your elevated heart rate as well?
That's the thing, no. And I'd fall right back asleep. I'm just sweating. And my mom's maybe your like covers are up and I'm like, I'm asleep and I'm comfortable. Like I've never had this issue. But yeah, I think because my cortisol is spiking right before I go to bed. But I don't eat like, yeah, sure, like dark chocolate or something, but I'm not like even spiking my blood sugar or anything crazy. So I don't know. I guess we're going to see if it comes back down.
Yeah, for sure. That's good.
So yeah, just like adjustments.
Does that normally happen like every night now, or is it just kind of every now
It
and
was
then?
for like 3 months, like
That's
oddly.
crazy.
Now for the last like week or two, I haven't. So that's good. But I try and just keep the room colder now because I'm like, I don't know what to do. But yeah, I just needed to check in with him, especially before I move. I was like, I just want to do that like one test. And then now I'm pretty good. Because he also said you don't want to stay on the same supplements and the same regimen because your body's always changing. 100%. So that's why he was like, hey, it's been like 6 months. It's good to kind of just get like a retest.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I did it.
Is that through the saliva testing that you guys do that as well?
Yeah, it was a saliva test. I didn't do the food one again. That one I did once, and I was like, all right, we're good. I like could not eat like anything.
Yeah.
Couldn't even have egg whites.
Oh, I've done that.
Couldn't
before.
have
It's
any nut
brutal.
butters, nut milks. I was like,
Yeah.
so.
It's like you're allergic to everything.
I had a
you
beef
have to do
protein.
it
That was
for,
the only
like,
type of
2
protein.
But you're
I
like
could have.
your gut is sensitive, right? That's the idea, and then you can introduce the food later back on.
And it did work. Like I
Yeah.
found for that 30 days, like it was tough, like because I could barely have anything.
Yeah.
But it did. Like I felt like it did something.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, I can't live off of this. Like I need, I need some substance here. Or as I couldn't have. Yeah, I could only have egg yolk. And I was like, well, you can't even go. I was going to restaurants, being like, can you do like
Egg yolks?
egg yolks, but not the whites? They're like,
They're like, we usually get the opposite.
Yeah.
That's an odd request.
yeah, and like I could have all meats and all veggies, but yeah, I couldn't have like any grains. The only grains I could have were quinoa or sweet potato. So it was just really weird. For 30 days, like it was a long time of
could
just
you have
having
coffee?
quinoa. No,
Yeah.
because of my epilepsy, I couldn't have coffee or. There was so much. Like I had a lot, and they were like usually it's over 50. You're like sensitive. I was like 140.
Do you drink caffeine, by the way? Like at all?
Not really. I have matcha more than I'll have
okay.
coffee. I actually did have espresso in my smoothie this morning because I feel like I needed it, but I really don't often know.
True, yeah.
I'm sure with the lack of sleep, you feel like you need caffeine more.
Yeah, and I like tea. I don't know, like not like a lot of tea, but if I need something like warm or like before bed, I just need to like sip on something. I'll usually go take tea. I'm not a huge I don't like carbonated things either. Like I don't like pop. Okay. I'm really boring. I'm like I love water. Like I'm just give me water or like element tea or like tea.
Nice. Element tea.
Yeah, or matcha. If I want if I'm going to a cafe, like I'd probably I'll get a latte here
nice
and there, but matcha.
Yeah.
That's a fight day. Every single fight day.
Dude, you
matcha.
taught me that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't drink coffee because like you're already the highs and lows are so hard that like the caffeine just exacerbates the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
It's like.
Dr. Callum had me like taking shots of maple syrup 30 minutes before going on stage.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
apparently like hockey players do that like in between periods. They just take a shot of maple syrup and it just like gives them immediate energy.
Simple
One of the
sugar,
Canadian
quick,
ones.
boom,
I used to personal train Dr. Callum, and he would come in with
Oh
this.
my god.
Yeah, with this little shaker, and it was like it looked like it was pure maple syrup.
Yeah.
But
You take a shot before the workout.
No, we'd be working out. He's like, 1 second, just like chug it. I'm like, he's like, try this. I tried it one time. I'm like,
Was it just maple syrup and water?
It was maple syrup, water, honey, and then he put like collagen in there. There was it was like a cocktail.
Whoa.
It was
it
a
good?
cocktail. It was so sweet.
Yeah.
But he's like, try this when you train, and I like so sometimes
During
now,
training or
yeah,
like
during training.
pre-workout?
So what's it supposed to do? Like, give you more energy?
Just when you're training, your blood sugar keeps it high because
I'm
you're
gonna ask
working
him
hard.
about that. I'm like maybe I'll try it.
Ask him about his
I
maple
just
syrup
feel
drink.
so much sugar, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I feel like if you're like training that intense.
Oh,
like,
totally. Then that's not really gonna do much for you. Totally. The sugar's not.
But yeah, that's why like I got the liquid IV stuff instead because I like BioSteel and even LMT are great because there's so many electrolytes.
Yeah.
But, like there's no sugar.
Yeah.
So it's like if you have, let's say we're at Niagara on Monday where it's like almost 2 hours of wrestling.
Yeah, that's
like,
a lot.
Having that a little bit of sugar can just boost your performance that much, and it's not like you're gonna hold on to it.
No, oh gosh, no.
So
When you're in that type of no, not at all.
I use that like Thorn one. It's like the Vitagra or whatever it is.
I've never used that
But
one.
it's just like 35 grams of sugar. Right, just like a simple carb.
Straight,
Yeah, but
it's probably like dextrose.
Yeah, but they have like crazy science behind it, like how good it is for performance and output and like.
I'm interested to see in the States like what stuff they have because I know they'll have like.
I
I'm
literally
really
went
interested
to
to see.
Whole Foods in the States like 2 months ago, and the amount of dope snacks they had there,
I'm so excited.
I was like, this is so much better.
Have you had Go Macro
I'd get
bars?
fat so fast.
Yeah, I've had those.
Have you had the
I'd
maple
get
one?
fat.
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
it's so good. It's delicious.
Dude, they got like protein waffles there and like all these like, but like they taste good. Like they don't like they.
Yeah.
It's insane, and the ingredients are so clean. I'm like, how do we not have this in Canada, man?
Man, I was even at a Walmart in Indiana when I was supposed to fight. And they had better snacks in the one Walmart
Yeah.
than I could find this entire GTA.
Totally.
And I was like, How does this happen? This is a middle. It's not even in like Indianapolis. It's like in like Evansville. It's like 5,000 people.
No, honestly, I was in the UK recently, and I had some of the best food I've ever had, and even in like the small towns. Oh my gosh, like this one ramen was like absolutely insane. Like I've never had. I'm like, and it was in this random little city in the UK that like probably not many people live in. Even like it was just like this little city, but yeah, it was so good, crazy.
Yeah, so what sparked the idea to move to LA?
Honestly, half my management's down there.
Yeah.
And I don't dance much here. There's not much for me, like, dance-wise.
Opportunity.
You probably have to fly out there.
Yeah, and I'm in the States so much. And I have my visa, and I'm renewing it right now. And it's just one of those things, like, when I turned 25, I was like, I just want to, like, this year to take, like, risks. Because I was, like, 25. I'm like, that's, like, if I'm going to go, take the risk and, like, move to LA and, like, make it happen. Like, this is the time to do it.
It's definitely the place to be for what you're doing.
Yeah, and the industry's still here. Like, I still have my Canadian TV and film and like my modeling agencies here and all the things, and I'm happy to come back if I book something in those areas. But dance wise, like the whole industry is down there, and they'll be like, can you come work with this artist today at this time? Like, and you just have to be there. Or even just taking class and like training as a dancer, there's just no one around here that like is like of my, even like my age, and that like, I don't want to say my level, but like there's no one that like pushes me as like a trainer and as like someone to train with.
Like, is it your career or are you doing it for fun? Like Canada's a little bit more like people are doing it for fun versus like in the States people are, it's like really
it's just, and no one from LA is really from LA. Like there's a few people, but course, like you get people from everywhere, and they're the top of the top, and it's just, I think while my body can still do everything it can do, like I just need to go there and like give it my all basically, and then we'll see. Like I do love LA. If I could choose a place in LA, it'd be like Manhattan Beach, like by the beach, so I could like drive into the craziness, but like live by the beach. But I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna do like a year there, and then we'll see like if everything's rolling and I'm working and great. If not, like I can always come back. It's not the end of the world, right? So
if you already have your management company out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, my main manager's out there. He's like, Briar, and even my dance agency, like they haven't been able to do anything for me because I'm just not physically there. So
is it mostly for dance, or is it also for acting, all this other stuff?
It's for acting and modeling. Yeah, it's for everything, but mainly dance. Well, I still can, I think, because dance is just like one of those things that it's like in person. It's, to be honest, I don't have like many, like I'm trying to even think of my goals for dance. I'm like very grateful that like I got to experience so many at a young age, like even opening for Jenna and stuff. Like I don't want to be a tour dancer gone for a year and a half, not able to focus on all my other kind of interests as well. But I think just being there and training and getting to work with different choreographers and different artists, just like whether it's a week at a time or whatnot, I think is definitely convenient. And just honestly crossing border like every weekend is so much. Like literally just this past weekend. So yeah, I'm excited to just...
Speaking of movies, were you in a movie called Blood Hunters by any chance?
Creature 3.
Creature 3. Yeah. We looked that up today, and I watched the trailer, and I was done.
That was when I was like 12.
Actually,
the audition was nuts because you had to. It actually looked. I would walk into a room like this, and like if you guys were just sitting like on the stool over there, and you were the casting directors, and it was like a plain room and just a carpet and a camera. They were like, okay, can you crawl on the floor, make noises, and act like a creature?
What?
That was the audition.
Did you know what you were walking into?
Was that Harvey Weinstein?
Well, I knew it was a horror film. But I didn't, I'm like 12. I'm like, I don't know. So I'm like, okay. So I just start getting down on the floor and start crawling and running on my hands and knees and like making creature. So weird. I will never forget that. But I also was at that age where I was like, it's one of those things that you just do what they say, I guess. So I didn't hold back, and I booked it, which is
Did you watch the movie after?
I don't know because I probably. But what's weird is I remember filming it and I had to get like all this
makeup, yeah.
Yeah, no, but they like molded to your head.
Oh,
like I couldn't breathe because I was in this full clay made structured for my specific.
Can we pull up a picture of this?
Yeah, I have a screenshot of the photo.
Send it.
Like it just like is this what it looked like? Because like
it was scary.
That's what it was on the.
Yeah.
Look at that, dude. Can you see that?
Oh, that's terrifying.
And it was like they molded it to your head like a week before.
Oh my god.
I don't like
and
that.
And so it sat on your head, and they had to like glue it, and you could barely breathe,
Creature
like just
3.
the nostrils.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had to crawl on the floor. Oh, it was so. I cannot believe I did that. But
I might check that movie out after. See if I can spy it.
Years if I have even seen it. So.
I watched that trailer and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, sketch.
Those things look a little creepy. Not
they
gonna
are.
lie.
Even seeing other people in them, like I was like, My mom is like watching this, like, what the heck's going on?
No, yeah, I bet.
I'm like, don't worry about it.
Those producers probably sounding like, those are the noises. Those are the noises we needed.
Like,
that's it. She's the one.
So sketchy.
Do you have any experience with this?
I thought I was gonna have to go in and like learn lines. Like, no, just get on the floor and start crawling and screaming.
Oh, that's so
okay.
That's the best.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah.
weird. They definitely have that footage somewhere.
But it's crazy you were so young to be like.
So yeah, but I was just going to any audition, you know. Because
Yeah.
at that age, I just probably booked Next Step, and I was like, yeah, my mom and my agent were like, oh, she got an audition, like, go. And I was like, okay, why not? Like, you just starting your career.
Put yourself
right?
out there, right?
Yeah.
See what you can get. See where.
It always, I always found it strange when like you watch like a horror movie and then like one of the lead actors is like a kid, and I'm like, does this kid watch this horror movie after? And like.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean,
because
because like.
it's different than when you're filming it because there's so many people around you, right? So like even though they turn the lights off, like you have people holding the boom, people like obviously camera, like even like directors and assistant, like they're all there. But it is sketchy because they still do turn the lights off and there's still like an action and you're still like, you know, playing the scene out like you see it. Like it's still, if something happens, it still happens out of a shock, right? So
how many seasons you do of the Next Step, right?
Next Step, I've done 8.
8 seasons.
Yeah.
Is that done now or like?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
Well, I don't know. I'm not on it. Like I did up until season 8, and then they filmed season 9 in August. I was in Australia. I think what Next Step is, it's like when they get greenlit, their like turnaround is like a month or 2. So like you need to basically just be available. But I had this trip booked for work, and so I told them like I can do like the last few episodes because I'll be home by then. So this last season, I'm only in like the last few episodes. But everyone that like my character had friendships or relationships or storyline with is kind of also phased out because we're all kind of older now.
Right.
So we all kind of come into cameo. I mean, I grew up on the show since I was 13. So I definitely like try and cameo when I can because you literally see myself and my character evolve so much. But yeah, I don't really know many of the characters. Like my character doesn't really associate with them like too much. But I think maybe they're hoping for season 10. I feel like they just want to get to season 10. But I don't know. We'll see.
That is a lot.
Yeah, and it's still doing really well. So
it's on Family Channel?
Family, now it's on YTV because Family Channel is...
I don't know. You know what's crazy about YTV? Do you guys remember like a host? His name was Carlos.
Yeah.
Yo, he's at my gym now.
Really?
Yeah, he brings his kid to jiu-jitsu.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's Carlos from YTV. Like, I used to watch this all the time.
He goes to BTC?
He goes to BTC, bro. He was lifting yesterday on St. Pat with Gavin, and I'm like, dude, this is...
Just like childhood.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I watch you like all the time.
Did you say it to him?
No,
or you just stared at him?
I just stared at him.
He's actually like, he gets that every time. You Carlos from YTV?
Yeah. It was really cool.
I saw a meme post about it, and I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Carlos from YTV, throwback.
That is wild.
Did with all the acting and stuff, like, did you do you find that like that was hard to do? Like I mean, like lessons wise, like did you have to like, take lessons? Like how was that natural to you? Like,
acting, I mean, yeah, because obviously my background was dance, and like when I booked the Next Step, I was in school from like I always had a spare since grade 9. Like I was like training from like 1 p.m. till 10 p.m.
Okay.
Even like from 14 years old. So like I did Catholic school, and then they were a little bit easier at Iroquois because I didn't have to take religion, and I could they were just had more sports specific, I guess. And then once we started touring with the show, I just wasn't in school, so I went fully online. Balancing it was like tough for sure, but I feel like, I don't know, dancing definitely, I love acting. I love it, and I still train in it. And once I got introduced to it through the Next Step, which is a great show to get introduced to acting because it's a little bit more like it's scripted, but you can go off script a little bit. It's a little more improvised. You don't have to they're not gonna drill you if you don't say the between like a sentence. Where some shows it's like word for word, like the writers write it and you say exactly what they want. So I think at that age and that introduction, it was like a perfect start. But yeah, I mean, I love both. I think like acting definitely came natural to me as a kid, but as I start to do more as you start to do more like emotional scenes, or you have to tap into different characters or different genres, it's tricky. Like even comedy, like you have to like be able to switch on the fly, even in a scene of like your friends and like people are watching you and like a cameraman's in your face and you have to be able to like cry within a second and like not get in your head about it. So I would say it definitely takes like time, and I do love the process of acting, but I feel like at heart, like I'm like such a like I love being a student in both, but like being a student in dance, like nothing will ever beat that, I think, for me.
Your true love, yeah, that would be so hard. I couldn't even imagine like just.
Yeah, you'll have to be like this talking, and then you'll be like, I'll have to be like, yeah, and then I could start crying right now and just like have to do that. and like, but people are watching, like they're staring at you, they're like talking to you.
And there's a pressure because they're like getting paid for that. It's like you have to do this.
We just need Lyndon in the back, bro.
I'm crying heartbeat.
Like,
yeah.
Just make fun of us for a sec.
Yeah, like you have
Your
to think
job
of,
looks like shit.
you used to have to just think of things that are really sad, and they're great. Like if you need 5 minutes to like get in your zone, like usually they're great with like making sure everyone's quiet, and but you still have a camera that's literally like this in your face, you know. And it's like as much as it's real, it's not really real. So you're really having like you can't get in your head about that it's not. So it is, it's interesting, but it is cool. It's like playing dress up.
Around one of these like method actors who is like always in character, and even when you're off,
I know.
they're still doing
some people do,
shit.
especially if they have like there's some shows where we have like dialect coaches because there's like accents. Like the one I just did called The Chosen. It's like a Christian film, so we had to have like a little bit of an accent, and it's tough. She's getting a call.
That's my mom.
Aww. I'm dead. Home phones.
Oh, I know.
Hey mom, I'm doing a podcast right now.
And then it goes to voicemail.
Can you call me back later?
Oh.
It's like, Mom!
Pick it up on the podcast, man. Pick it up on the podcast.
I guarantee it's just someone from Germany.
I'm dead. That's so funny.
They really want you, man. You might as well answer
Hey,
it.
just be like, hey, I'm live on the pod.
That's great.
I'll answer it.
It's probably my grandma from Germany.
That's actually.
No.
You can pick that up. I feel bad.
I kept doing the German accent. If he's like, "Why can you do that so well?" I'm like,
You've
never met my mom." Oh, okay.
Yeah, accents are. It's hard though to say like in character in an accent
imagine.
because you're so used to saying certain things like the way you do, and then.
So what's the accent that you have to like? Is it?
I was trying to think like what it was. It was. I don't want to say it wrong because I'm like, I don't want to like mess
Canceled.
up. Yeah, I'm like canceled. I'd have to. It's been like a year or something. But there was. I'm trying to think of like my character. What I have to say. It was kind of like Hebrew, but like, it's interesting.
Is it like Mormon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
but like half were there was 2 accents.
like Utah-ish.
Yeah, but it's like from like
Mormons are from
2,000 years ago.
Oh.
Right. It's like when it's like the story of Jesus, basically.
Oh, I understand.
So it's like very, very
Interesting.
I don't know exactly what it's called, but it was like it wasn't a hard accent, but it was so easy to snap out of because it was so close. So some characters or some shows, it's just way easier to talk in your accent, so that when you get on camera, it's just like you talk the same way. It's hard to like snap in and then out, and then in and then out, and then in and then out. It works differently for people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Some guys just offset, still talking to you in like the craziest accent.
Some will, yeah. Like the guy that played actually Jesus. I feel like he never really kind of fully went out his accent, so that he kind of got.
He's trying to really
stick it in there, yeah.
He's trying to be.
Well, it'd be so weird if he was like talking in an accent and then like one word he's like and then it goes like back into it, right? It's like American, so you can hear American in that. But no, yeah, it's cool. Cool process.
So, last thing is that Nature's Emporium smoothie that's coming.
Oh my god!
Yeah, we got to hear the ingredients.
I'm so excited.
Can you give out the ingredients right
now?
Yeah.
I did like recipe testing last week.
Yeah, I saw the video. That was cool.
So excited.
Would you like? You just got to like ask for whatever and try it out, or how did that work? How's
so
that
like
process?
I kind of came up with 3 ideas of a smoothie, and then I talked to their holistic nutritionist that like worked with all Nature's locations, and her and I kind of built 3 recipes, and then we met on the day with a few more people, and then we kind of came to like the top 2. And then we recipe tested those. I tried them, obviously, got a few people to try them. And then I kind of like chose ideally which one. Sweet. I wanted to make it like very different than like all their other smoothies. So I didn't want to do a fruity smoothie. Because even me, I'm like a sweet tooth girly. Like I love like anything sweet. But that's also like nourishing and satisfying. And like doesn't spike your blood pressure or blood sugar or anything like that. Yeah. So I had 2 options. One of them I wanted to do was like kind of like a Ferrero Rocher vibe in a smoothie. Whoa. And one of them I wanted to do like a cookie butter. Because again, like very sweet and like you can like tag them to that. Or my third one was like a matcha smoothie because they don't have a smoothie there. So I was going to do like a matcha with like, I wanted to do like almond milk, almond butter, like spinach, banana. Like I wanted it to still be sweet, but I don't know. Then I was like, okay, it's still kind of fruity. So the hazelnut one, I wanted to add like cocoa or like actual cocoa butter, like coconut butter, with like this like organic hazelnut butter that was like just from like raw hazelnuts, and then have like some sort of, I don't know if I wanted like hazelnuts or cashews, but like some sort of like actual like nut that was blended in with like chia seeds, Himalayan sea salt, and dates as a sweetener. So I wanted to go like that route. But then we found it was like, okay, kind of just like, it was great. It hit like the like Ferrero Rocher flavor. I was like, okay, chocolate's kind of still one of those things. It's like you can get anywhere. So I ended up going with this cookie butter one. So it's almond milk based, and then I still did dates as a sweetener. I did chia seeds. I did Himalayan sea salt. I did almond butter, cacao nibs, and then I did vanilla extract, MCT oil, because with my epilepsy, I wanted to have like some sort of like, you know, neurological kind of, no, it's nothing crazy, but just a little bit of that to add in there. And then what else did we do? Yeah, sea salt. I feel like I'm blanking. And then, yeah, ice, I think. And then we topped it with like a gluten-free like amaretto cookie just to have like a crunch on top. And then you can add cocoa whip. So it's like Briar's Way. You can add cocoa whip.
Cool.
Because then for kids, if they see like a cookie butter smoothie, like you can get it like that. And protein, obviously. Vanilla vegan protein.
Yeah.
That name will sell. That will. As soon as you say cookie butter, it's
I think it's like Briar's Cookie Butter Bliss smoothie.
That's what it's going to be called? Yeah.
Actually, we're literally trying to solidify it now because
we're going after this.
Yeah, we're going to go. Do they have it now?
No, they have to.
No, it launches at all locations on Saturday.
What?
We're going on a date on Saturday, guys.
After sparring, bro?
Yeah, let's do it.
Try it. I'll get you a discount. I'm like, I got you.
Your personal one, I'm like, I am Briar.
No, there's like,
we are all.
Everyone's Briar. No, the name, because they came back.
I identify as Briar.
They're like, interesting. I think we're going to call it.
Not as pretty as you were last time. What happened to you?
Briar's Almond Bliss Power Smoothie. I think that's what we're called. I wanted to do like Briar's Cookie Butter Bliss Smoothie, but I think they wanted to make it a little bit more like hit on the almond and the power smoothie, like a little bit more like that. So yeah, I think it's gonna be. I'm excited. I love it. I tried it and I was like, it's the perfect because it's different with the sea salt and like the cacao nibs, but also the date. Like I don't know.
Nothing better than like dark chocolate and sea salt too. Yeah. So like I can just like imagine that.
It's really good. It was just different. I think it was the most like, you wouldn't just find it at a typical like smoothie place. It wasn't really fruity. There's actually no fruit in it, but it's really high in like good fats, good carbs. So got the chia.
No, we'll definitely try it out on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's cool to test them though. I was like, well, this is fun. I got to go behind the counter and put mitts on, and like I was using their blenders and stuff, and like taking cacao powder, like taking
cool.
going in the fridge, like using all of them. I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah,
taking a date. I'm like scooping protein. I'm like, wow, I could work here.
Yeah, honestly, nature. Yeah, like. That's like in this area for sure. That's like my favorite spot in Nature Point, right? Like food wise.
Totally.
Yeah.
Before that, we used to go to Goodness Me all the time. But Nature
is that the one on Kerr? No, that's Organic Garage or something. There's one there I haven't tried, but
there's a couple. Goodness Me is a chain.
That's by BTC. Is that the one?
It's on Guelph Line in Fairview.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen it.
Yeah.
There's a couple. One by BTC though.
A Farmer Jack's. That's just like a juice place.
Just
but
juice.
Yeah, Goodness Me is just like somewhat kind of like a Nature's, but they just have this.
Apple.
Yes.
Logo?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I've seen it. Okay.
They're good, but Nature seems to have a more variety.
Yeah.
And the newer things.
And just even like their house fresh stuff is like they have a bigger selection, I noticed.
Yeah.
And I told them, I was like, can you ship me all like dry goods that are Nature's brand and I'll use them? So they're gonna. I'm so excited.
Awesome.
Well, because like the nut butters and they have like even things like dates and stuff. I'm like, I'll promote it. I'll use it. Like I
for real.
love Nature's to the core. Like I always tell Joe, I'm like, I will do anything for Nature's. I'm like, that's why before I left, I wanted to get this out there, which sucks because I can't really have it, but I can make it. But
how did you connect with them?
I honestly don't know. I don't know actually. Did you introduce me to Nature's?
Well.
Yeah, you did.
I just
through like the smoothie bar or like the breakfast energy bites, like when we first started training together.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. I think maybe like I don't know how I honestly connected with him.
She maybe definitely just made a post or something.
I must have tagged them, and then he reached out saying like, "Hey, can we maybe ship you like some Nature's products?" And then I just kept like a really good relationship with him. I also just like I will always promote them. Like I don't even want to be paid. I'm like I just genuinely think everyone should shop there. I'm like it's just so clean and like I just love the products that they.
For sure.
Can you try that?
Yeah, I'll try.
I'm making Serhiy try this protein ball. Or you guys can all try it if you want to try it after. But
you guys all want to bite? I'm down.
Try it. Give me your honest reviews.
It,
so my idea was this.
Bobby wants to bite 100%.
You do.
I want to eat everything.
Okay, so my idea behind this, it's probably meant to be kept like in the freezer or fridge.
You having trouble getting that out?
Yeah, just like sticking to that name.
Yeah.
Okay, snickerdoodle and amaretti cookie.
That's fine. That actually literally tastes like snickerdoodle.
Is it good?
Maybe we do want to bite after all.
I think you do. I'm telling you, you do.
I can't throw this at you, bro.
Yeah, it's a little soft.
Oh yeah, okay.
You want to keep it in the freezer. I literally
That's
just made.
so good.
It's like an Amaretti with like Snickerdoodle vibes.
Oh my god.
This is a protein ball. It's like 70 calories.
I love this because
That's
sometimes when you make
incredible.
protein balls, they get like too dry.
Yeah.
I almost like it like that, where it's like almost like.
Deep in the
Yeah,
fridge,
especially
they'll
if
stay
it's in
like
the
that.
fridge.
Yeah. Freezer would be a little tougher. That if you keep
Yeah,
that in the
wow.
fridge, that would be.
Damn.
Is that good?
That is tasty.
It's so there's egg
You have
white
to
in
send that
it.
recipe to Sarah for sure.
I will. No, it's literally it's so clean because it's just like, and that's why I think it's a perfect like dessert for like after dinner
Yeah.
because it's rolled in cinnamon and monk fruit sugar, so it's not even like it doesn't spike your blood sugar, but inside it's like yacon syrup.
So
Anyways,
you'll just eat one of those? So I feel like I eat like 10
Oh
of
my
those.
god.
no, that's the thing. And I was talking to Sarah about this. I was like, me and Sarah are the same because like I'll eat so clean, but if I eat one clean thing that I really like, it's really hard for me to stop eating it. Like Sarah's like, yeah, I can have a bite of something. I'm like, no. If I have it and I like it, like it's so hard for me to say no to another.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, brush your teeth, Briar. It's done.
Yo,
You can't
the
get any more
brush
for the
your
night.
teeth move. I've been doing that so much lately.
Yeah, but
It's
I
done.
mean, I'm also starting to like, because sometimes I have this thing where I'm like, when it's in the fridge, I know it has to get eaten. Or you know when you tell yourself, okay, I'll have that for breakfast tomorrow. It's like, even if I don't feel like it, I still, because I told myself I was going to have it, I still want to have it.
Yeah.
But when it's stuff like that you like, I have to freeze them sometimes. So it's like, I got to actually like take it out of the freezer and
that's
do
smart.
that. But my rule now is like, I'll have one, I'll wait 10 minutes. If I still want another one, I'll have another one. But it's when you have them back to back and then you like get,
Yeah.
you have them
But they
till you're
taste
sick of
that
them.
good,
It's
right?
never
You can
enough
just-
too. Like
That's the thing, but then the next day you're like, well,
But yeah, usually if you do the 10-minute, like you wait 10 minutes,
you're
like,
good.
you're good.
Or
You're-
chug water, and then
yeah.
you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm actually fine.
But yeah, it's like when. Just keep going.
I'm a cookie monster. You have no idea.
Dude.
I gotta just I have to like tell myself I have to actually even chocolate like I have to break the pieces or even
Yeah.
popcorn like I have to have a bowl, and then like I can't eat out of the bag like it's just anything like that it's danger for me because I'm like ooh.
Just can't put it in the house.
Yeah, that's the other thing. With my parents, it's tough because they like they're definitely like they eat more in moderation in terms of like they'll have like Lay's chips. Like they don't really like, and I'm like that too. Like once in a while for sure, but I like to
Lies.
keep like clean things.
Do you actually have Lay's chips once in a while?
My favorite thing were, as a kid was salt and vinegar Lay's
Oh,
chips.
shit.
So if they or Miss Vicky's, and last night
Miss
my girlfriends
Vicky's.
came over and like there was Miss Vicky's salt and vinegar chips, and I was like looking at them like, oh my god. I actually didn't go for it because I had like, have you had that dark chocolate bark from Whole Foods or like Nature's? It has like toffee.
I
Have you
think I
seen
know what
them?
you're talking about.
So
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Is that
Anyways.
the Love Thin brand?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe.
I think I've had that.
It's like dark
I-
chocolate bark, but it has other things in it too.
Yeah.
It so it has nuts in it and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. That I was like, okay, that's my.
See, I need
just
that
the same
holding a bark too, though. Yeah, I can't even buy that.
Hue
shit.
chocolate is like on my other. The hazelnut hue chocolate tastes like Nutella.
Okay.
I'm like a sweet fanatic, so I will always just try and find sweet things. Always.
That's amazing.
I'm like sweet potato brownies.
Yeah, for real. We have those too.
Protein bar. Yeah, the protein balls. I always have like different, the peanut butter ones, those ones. Try to find sweet alternatives to, I guess, unhealthy-ish things. But it works.
100%.
Now I have to cook for myself in LA, so that's going to
Yeah, eh? Are you going to do meal prep, you think? Or are you actually going to try to cook that
No,
out?
I think I'm just going to try and
Yeah.
just eat, like, just make as I go. I kind of, like, even last night I, like, did a little bit, like, enough for just, like, one other meal. But I like fresh food. Like, I'd rather just
I feel that.
get 2 pieces of salmon, put one in the freezer, and then I think based on like the ingredients I get for the week, I'll try and like base them around the ish same thing, so I'm not wasting anything. But no, I don't think I want to have like 15 meals prepped.
No.
I like just kind of going with the flow.
Yeah.
Keeps it. I like cooking. Like
Yeah.
as long as I have a recipe, I'm good. I'm not much on the fly, but we'll see. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you so much for your time. This was
Of
a great
course.
episode.
Thank you guys for
Yeah.
having me. It was
Yeah,
so
thanks for coming.
fun.
That's fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back in a year when you get back
Totally.
from LA, and then
Oh my god, of course.
yeah. Thank you so much, though. Yeah.
Of course.
What episode is this?
14.
Episode 14.
App 14.
In the books.
Yeah.
Peace.
Cool. That
Sweet.
call was so fucking funny.
Dude, I
Sure.
wish you picked it.
I know.
They really wanted to get a hold of you.
Not the music. Oh, that's so bad. He's got to like the energy behind it. Is that
Better than the
I feel like we
two.
overdo the hips. She's doing it like the way.
it? I don't know. I feel like Bobby had the most like he was like giving the energy behind it. You know? Sorry, I was a little nervous.
Emotion.
I don't know. They all did pretty good. No one failed. No one was like
out of sorts.
Really, no one failed?
No.
I feel like I failed.
Okay, the way you were gonna put it sounded like it was gonna be worse than it was. You're like, I need to go here and practice.
Thank you.
You should do this.
Yeah, at least at the
He's also
opposition.
drunk half the time he's trying to
I'm dead. That's so funny.